going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, and I'm back at you with your NXT review. And NXT Halloween Havoc is right around the corner, so you already know what that means. It's the return of the Wheel of Destiny. Spin the wheel and make the deal. Pretty much what happens is when you have a match at Halloween Havoc, you have to spin the wheel and you get a special stipulation match. And one of those special stipulation matches is going to be a rematch between Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo for the NXT North American Championship. The D'Angelo family were out having a celebration over the fact that Tony D'Angelo is indeed the new NXT North American Champion. Obafemi interrupts, he spins the wheel, and the deal lands on a table, ladders, and scares match. Ooh. It's pretty much a TLC match, but with like scary stuff like skeletons and jack-o'-lanterns and shenanigans. It's gonna be so many shenanigans going on. It's gonna be more shenanigans than you've ever seen in your entire life, because it's NXT. You know, NXT is the land of shenanigans and fine women. So we had a backstage segment between Oro Mensah and Lexis King, setting up the rules of their gentleman's deal match. And even though they explained it, even though they had the rules on the screen and commentary was putting the rules over, I was still confused. The only thing that really stuck out to me was the fact that if you throw your opponent over the top rope, you're disqualified for some reason. So yeah, but for what it was worth, it was a fine match. Even though the rules were kind of wonky and all over the place, it felt like some TNA early Impact days type booking. But you know, it is what it is. Oro Mensah's doing his thing. You know, the metaphor as a whole, they're doing their thing. But it wasn't enough for Oro Mensah to get the win. Lexis King ended up getting the win, and him and Oro Mensah ended up shaking hands after the match. So you know, I guess they're trying to turn Lexis King face, and good for him. Good for you. Good for you, Lexis King. So after this, we had Stephanie Vaquer making her NXT in-ring debut against Wren Sinclair, and I can't lie, man, this was really good. This was a lot better than I thought it would be. Not trying to take anything away from Wren Sinclair, because you know she wrestles, but she does. I don't know if she has the same level of experience as Stephanie Vaquer, but she was doing her thing. She even put out cattle mutilation in honor of the fallen angel, the fallen hero, Bryan Danielson. We miss you, Bryan. He's not really dead, but you know, it is what it is. She pulled out her cattle mutilation, was popping tremendously. Stephanie was doing her thing. She ended up getting the win. After the match, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade ended up getting the beat down on Stephanie. Julia comes out to make the save, and they put the challenge out at Halloween Havoc. It is going to be a tag team match. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez taking on the team of Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. And I can't lie, that should be a pretty fun match, man. Halloween Havoc is turning out to be a pretty good show so far. The way they're building it up, the matches being presented to us, it should be a pretty fine show. So he had a backstage segment between Trick Williams and Kalani Jordan. They're both waiting to see who they're going to face at Halloween Havoc. Trick is going to be watching the triple threat match in the main event. And Kalani is like, look, whoever Ava picks out, I'm ready for it. I'll face him. And Toxic Influence hears this, and they say, that's interesting. Maybe we should go to Ava's office and plant the seeds of us getting a North American Women's Championship match. And they end up doing that, and they end up walking away with a tag team match against Stephanie and Julia. So that didn't really work out the way they wanted to. So that match is going to go down next week on NXT. So even though it's the Halloween season, even though it's spooky season, love apparently is in the air between Ashante the Adonis and Carmen Petrovich. Now, they've had a couple of backstage segments where, you know, Ashanti's trying to spit that game, trying to spit that fruit mix, and Carmen is playing hard to get, but you can kind of tell she's feeling her brother. So this instance, Ashante is giving her roses to her and Brinley Reese because he cost them a tag team match a couple of weeks ago. And then for some reason you have Shawn Spears and Brooke Jensen cock blocking Ashante. And you know, this leads us to a match later in the show. Ashante loses, and on top of that, he lost in front of Carmen Petrovich. But you know, she's still giving him a little bit of rhythm. He's still, you know, he's still in the game. I have faith in this guy. I have faith in this Ashante the Adonis. You know, he's gonna seal the deal. He's so in there, man. He's so close. And yeah, man, it should have been me, Ashante. I understand. I see you, my boy. I understand. So he had a backstage segment between Javon Evans, Cedric Alexander, Fraxium's in the mix, Wesley and Javon look like they're about to fight because, you know, they both want to be the #1 contender for the NXT championship. So, you know, they're doing a good job of building up the main event, this triple threat match to see who will be the #1 contender. So after this, we have a segment with Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. You know, they've been making the rounds on the main roster a little bit. They were on SmackDown Friday, they were on Raw Monday, and they're eyeballing those women's tag team championships. And on top of that, they're going to be wrestling Damage Control next week. I can't wait. Kyrie, Io, coming back home to NXT. Beautiful, you love to see it. So the next matchup, man, is a prime reason why they can never get me to hate NXT. We have a match between Lola Vice taking on the returning Nikkita Lyons with their 2 knee braces looking like prime Stone Cold Steve Austin. And there was a lot of movement going on in this ring, man. There was some moving and grooving going on, man. There was a whole bunch of essential assets. There was a lot of live show charisma going on during this match, man. A whole lot going on, man. And in case that wasn't even good enough, man, we had Jada Parker come out, run interference. She cost Lola Vice the match. She hit the running hip attack on Lola Vice while the referee wasn't looking. Nikkita Lyons took advantage of this and got the win. 1, 2, 3. Whew, my God. My God. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You even saw backstage, you saw Jada Parker interrupt the promo segment between Tatum Paxley and Byron Saxton. What up, Byron? And next week is gonna be Jada Parker taking on Tatum Paxley. Hopefully Lola Vice is involved. Maybe even Nikkita Lyons is involved. Hell, bring Naomi down, get her involved too for some reason. So I love NXT so much. So in a grudge match, we had Riley Osborne taking on Ridge Holland, and Riley Osborne got a new entrance. For some reason, he's jumping out through the crowd for some reason. And then as Ridge Holland is making his entrance, Riley Osborne does another flip. He does a flip dive to the outside, and he starts putting the beat down on Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland destroying the great university known as Chase U, man. So Riley is fighting for his school's honor, and you know, you have Thea Hill out there running around like she's on drugs as always. And Ridge Holland ended up getting the win. He was gonna injure Riley Osborne a little bit more. I think he was gonna try to put him through a table, but we had the return of Andre Chase. And what did Andre Chase do? He gave Ridge Holland a Chase University size ass whooping. He was beating him. And Andre Chase, man, he has probably one of the best shoot games in wrestling. Between him, the Bloodline, it don't get no better. But Andre Chase is back, and I'm fully expecting to get them to have a match at Halloween Havoc. So, you know, that should be pretty cool. So the last thing there is to talk about is this main event that I kept mentioning throughout this video. Ethan Page, all ego, taking on Wesley, taking on Javon Evans. And like I said so many times during this video, this will determine who will be the #1 contender and face Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc in 2 weeks. And man, we've been having a good string of triple threat matches between the catch the match and this one. Overall fun grabs. You had a whole bunch of flips and dives. There was even a couple instances where Wesley and Javon Evans were kind of working together to beat up Ethan Page, but then they started beating each other up because they don't like each other at all. Nobody likes each other. They're all enemies, and you know, it be like that sometimes. But it looked like Javon Evans was gonna get the win over Wesley, but Ethan Page, that dirty scoundrel, stole the victory from Javon Evans right from under his nose, and he's officially going on to Halloween Havoc, and he will wrestle Trick Williams in a Devil's Playground match, and I think that's another no disqualification, no rules match. So after the match, you saw Trick Williams and Ethan Page go face to face, and I have no idea where Ethan Page got this light from, but he hit Trick Williams upside the head with the light, and then he posed with the NXT Championship, and that's how we end the show. Executive producer credits roll as always. Triple H, you you funny guy, you. But yeah, man, that is this week's episode of NXT. Doing a whole bunch of setup for Halloween Havoc. Delta is coming. You have the tag team match, championship matches. Sky Powers are coming back next week. So NXT, probably one of my favorite wrestling shows out there right now. But with that being said, guys, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Bees, I'm out. Peace.